So with the suppressor on, this was my group. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's all 8 with the suppressor on. Without the suppressor, this was it. But these are two different rifles now. This was the Marlin. This is the Ruger LVT or Ruger 1022. So I'm about to shoot the third part of the bulk ammo test. This time I'm going to do all suppressor rounds. So I've got the CCI Clean 22, which is a suppressor round. It's a 45 grain, 1,000 feet per second. Then I have these Aguila Subsonic 40 grain suppressor, solid point. Then I have these American Eagle down here. American Eagle, as you may know, is a federal brand, and this is a 45 grain subsonic round. Then I have these Winchester, which are listed as super suppressed, and they're 45 grain as well. There it is, 45 grain subsonic. And lastly, I have these CCI subsonic, which are a 40 grain traveling at 1050 feet per second. So we'll try all of these out of the Marlin Model 60, and for fun I brought along my Ruger LVT. It has a threaded barrel, so I'll put the suppressor on it, and we'll shoot some rounds through a suppressor to see how they perform in comparison to just out of a standard rifle. Alright, the first up on the suppressor portion is going to be these American Eagle. They'll be in the center, but I've got 15 rounds loaded in. The first 5 are just going to be seasoning the rifle. I know that's not very many for getting the barrel seasoned, but that's all the magazine holds is 15. So the first 5 will be at a little orange dot off to the left, and after I shoot them, I'll go to the center dot on the target. Pretty low. Now that one jumped up there. The first 3 were over an inch low, and that 4th one is right on the edge of the orange dot. And that one went a little wide. Still low, but not that low. Alright, I'm aiming at the center target now, and I've got a little black dot out there that I drew in the center to help me hold tight. 10 rounds. Alright, that's it for the American Eagle, and it's a just over about 2 1/4 inch group. Alright, the next step is the Aguila, or Aguila, I should say. I've got one chambered. I'm still on safe. I'm going to shoot the upper left target. Let's see what we do here. Well, we have a problem. There we go. It did not eject the brass, and that may be a problem with these semi-autos and these subsonic loads. No problem with the American Eagle, but we'll just have to see how the rest of these do. Back on safe. This may be a major issue here. Looks like it ejected the brass, but did not pick up the next round. Hopefully we got one in there. Doesn't feel like it. Nope. Appears that it's not throwing the bolt back far enough. That one worked. That appears to be it. I lost count with all the failure to eject, failure to load. Aguila was the previous group. I forgot to mention that looks like that is a 1 3/4 inch group maybe. I see one on a white line. That may make it a, yeah, 1 3/4. Alright, next up are the Winchester Super Suppressed. Let's see how these do. I'm shooting the bottom left target. We got 10 rounds in, one's in the chamber. Safety is now off. Winchester super suppressed in the lower left corner. That one looks like it's going to be, that's 1.5 to 1 5/8 group. Okay, the next up is the CCI clean, which is a suppressor round. It is 45 grains, 1,000 feet per second. We're shooting the upper right target. Safety is now off. Let's see what it does. Alright, not bad, it's not great. Let's see, that is a 1 1/8, maybe a 1 inch. Okay, the next round up are these CCI Subsonic, traveling at 1050 feet per second. It's a 40 grain projectile. Interesting about it, it is a lead projectile, lead round nose, no, lead hollow point. And I find that interesting for subsonic. So, lower right target, safety is now off. Alright, probably the best group of the day, and just looking at it, looks like it may be right at 1 inch. So we'll bring that target in and get a closer look at it, measure them up, see what everything looks like. But for now, that's it with the subsonics. So I may do a round with them actually suppressed, and we'll see how they perform that way. Alright, looking at the groups of the subsonics out of the Marlin Model 60. Alright, let's start with the first one, which was the American Eagle. That measured out at 1 3/4. Alright, next up was the Agula. That one with this low shot right there came up to 1 3/8. If you take that low shot out of the equation, because I may have pulled that, that would be 1 1/8. Next up was the Winchester. I measured that at 1 5/8. I originally measured it 1 1/8 because I measured this group. I did not take into account this or this. So remeasuring it came up to 1 5/8, just a little over 1.5 inch group. And then the CCI clean, that one came up to 1 1/4, just a little over an inch. And this one, the CCI Subsonic, came up to 1 1/16. Tightest group of the day. I thought it might have come up to a 1 inch, but it's just a hair over a 1 inch group. And could have been me pulling the shot. It would have been this one, so all the rest seemed to go right here. The CCI Subsonic seemed to shoot the best out of the Marlin Model 60. So let's break it down and shoot it out of Ruger 1022 with a suppressor on the end, and let's see what they do. I'll put another target up and start over. Alright, first things first with the Ruger LVT suppress. So we're going to run about 8 rounds through it, make sure it will function. Let me take the safety off. This is just, again, I'm aiming at the orange dot on the left side of the target. Alright, that was just basically a function test. First ones we're going to start with are these American Eagle. It's going to be in the center target as last time. We'll see what it does. Running suppressed rounds through a suppressed rifle. 35 yards. Alright, that was 10. Not a bad group. A couple went high, but the rest were pretty good. So, next up will be the Agula. And that will be in the upper left target as soon as I acquired the target. There we go. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on here. Did not pick up a round. Throws my rhythm off. Alright, that's did very well. It's one nice little group out there. Alright, let me load up some more mags with these others and we'll find out where we're at with them. I got to do the CCI clean, the CCI Subsonic, and the Winchester Super Subsonic. I've got 3 mags and 3 rounds left, or 3 types left. Alright, next up is the Winchester Super Suppressed 22 45 grain Subsonics. Let's see what they do. That will be in the lower left target. Last round, not bad. Not as good as the Aguilar, but it wasn't as bad as without the suppressor. So that was the Winchester. Set that over here. Next up is the clean. CCI clean. Alright, this will be the upper right target. That was 10, and that is another really good group. It's amazing the difference running these subsonic rounds through a rifle with a suppressor on it. So that was that. The last one is going to be the CCI Subsonic with the hollow point round in it. Alright, lower right target. Let's see what these do. That was 10, and besides one that hit left, right, and the red is pretty much a one whole group. So that's it, running them through the Ruger LVT with a suppressor on it. Quite a difference. We'll grab the target and take a look at it. So with the suppressor on, this was my group. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's all 8 with the suppressor on. Without the suppressor, this was it. But these are two different rifles now. This was the Marlin. This is the Ruger LVT, or Ruger 1022. So let's look at all of these real quickly. So the first group, which was the American Eagle, it's kind of spread out. It's better than the last time, but it's 1 5/16. Then the next group is the Aguila, and that's a pretty good group. It measured out at 5/8 of an inch, just an eighth over a half. So instead of 4/8 it's 5/8. Alright, the next group was the Winchester. I measured this one a couple of different times. I kept trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, making it a 1-inch group, but it is not. It is over by 1/16. 1 1/16. So the CCI clean, that's a pretty tight group right there. What did it measure out to? 11/16. So a little bit over a ½ inch. Then the last one was the CCI Subsonic. It measured out at 9/16 of an inch, which is, yeah, that's 1/16 over a half, and 11 is 3/16. So this is 3/16 of an inch over half. This one is 1/16 of an inch over half. And this one is 1/8 or 2/16 over. So I did not get a ½ inch group, but I got within a 1/16 of a ½ inch group with this CCI suppressed. Overall, did a whole lot better with the suppressor than not. Could be the rifle too. Subsonic shot out of the Marlin Model 60 and out of the Ruger LVT, both at 35 yards. The Ruger has a suppressor on it. Of course the Marlin does not. These are all the subsonic rounds that I shot. Aguila subsonic, American Eagle subsonic, CCI subsonic, Winchester super subsonic, CCI clean suppressor round.